Welcome back to the Brainlets podcast. We're doing episode 4. A nice, exciting episode. We're doing a great. We're having a great time. What are you doing there? PK? Yeah, this is the Brainlets podcast. I'm Joey.
And I'm Jake. And did you know that the piggy bank originated from the 13th to 15th century? People would store their money in clay pots called pig. And then eventually in the 19th century, whether it was by accident or on purpose, manufacturers started making piggy banks to hold money. Pig.
Okay, so that's what that noise is about. All right.
Yeah.
Pig.
And there you go. You learn something new every day.
Great. Awesome. Today, we are experts. And we're actually experts. We're experts every day. I don't know why I said it like that. We're really good at what we do when we do it.
I like to think that at least.
I mean, we know it. So we asked you, the viewers, to give us questions for us to answer, advice questions. Some of you just asked us hypotheticals again, which I mean, they're funny, but not what we wanted. So, but thanks for the
Hamburger or cheeseburger.
Hamburger, cheeseburger. That was one we got last time.
Don't worry about it. On
the advice, it was great. It was a great question,
it was a
and
question.
and someone chose to cut it. I'm not gonna name any names, but there's only 2 of us here, and it's not me.
All right. Well.
Anyway, we're gonna start off pretty nice, broad one. Advice on conquering your fears.
Advice on conquering your fears?
Yep.
Dude,
what do we got to give? You want something? You want to take this one?
I got something. You just do it.
Just
right?
do it?
I feel like when you're scared of something, if you just go and do it, then you eventually get used to it, right? Or at least that's in theory that works. But I mean, so say you were scared of the ocean.
Yeah.
Go to the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the beach. Get your toes wet.
Yeah.
You know, if you're scared of taxidermy, go to taxidermy restaurants. You know.
Go to you went to a museum, right?
I've been to multiple museums. You know.
But like the one that has the what was it that there was like the buffalo one?
Yeah, there was a buffalo one.
Which museum?
I don't know. I don't remember. I remember there being a staircase with buffaloes everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was not fun. It was not fun, and it was very scary. But I did it.
Did you conquer your fear that day?
No. But I did it, and
this is great advice, by the way.
But it was one step closer.
One step closer.
That's the thing, you know. It's you're not gonna conquer
one step at a time.
It's like if you're scared of the ocean, you go swim in the ocean, you're probably just gonna be terrified. But you know what? If you say I went to like a taxidermy restaurant, and there's just stuff everywhere, right? I'm not gonna enjoy my time there.
Yeah.
But if I go there 30 times, maybe by 30th time, I'll like it a little more.
Yeah, you won't care. I guess, yeah, that is around. Yeah, that worked.
You'll get used to
worked.
it, you know?
That worked after a while. After a while of explaining it, actually, it was good advice.
You're welcome.
The second question is, how do I tell my child they're adopted, hypothetically?
What? Hypothetically?
I don't know. This is kind of a tricky one.
What? Wait, does it mean
well, how would you do it? Like, how would you tell them if you wanted to tell them, but you didn't want to say it in a bad way? How would you tell your child they're adopted?
That's a good question.
It is a good question. How would you bring it on to them?
I would just sit them down and tell them.
So
what do you think a good age is?
A good age? Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know.
I think 10.
You think 10?
Around there, but also depends on the person, because if it's 10-year-old, doesn't really.
Well, there's a weird thing, because it's a weird thing. I feel like, because if you do it when they're really young, they don't really get it, and they'll kind of grow up knowing it, and it won't hurt as much. But if you tell them when they're going into high school, they'll be more mature to handle it. But it'll also be what?
Maybe then you'll tell them. You should tell them throughout their life, so they know. I'm not your dad. I'm not your dad. You're not mine. You're not my kid. So then. They'll get used to that, and then you can sit them down and when they are 10 and be like, hey, this is what this means.
Yeah.
It means I am really not your dad.
Yeah.
You do not belong to me. You're not my child.
Yeah, I guess, that works.
That's how I would tell my kid.
That was from the Right Van Dyke. We're going to go to question... We're going to go to question 3. We're going to go to question 3. How to disguise yourself as a human asking for a friend.
What?
Well,
Aren't
this
you
friend's
already human?
this friend's kind of a weirdo, I guess, but like, well, putting on a human disguise. Like, let's say you are something that isn't human.
Okay, say you're an alien.
Say you're an alien and
And
you
you-
want to.
How do you disguise as a human? Or
Yes.
how do you act like a human?
How do you disguise? Well, I think both. I think it's like, how do you adopt the mannerisms and what skin suit would you wear?
Pig.
Okay. What skin suit would you wear so that you could appear more human?
Straight white male.
Let's say you're a pig.
Straight white male suit.
You just want to be a straight white male. Like, are you
No,
going like?
well, that's why you're gonna fit in most.
True, because they are all one drone hive mind.
Yeah.
Like we can both say.
They all look the same.
Yeah,
They all act the same. Oh,
they're all the average Joe, and they all
Yeah.
have the suit, and they got.
You just get
sometimes,
some nice-
Sometimes variety. They got some khakis, maybe.
Yeah, just get a nice brown buzz cut.
Yeah.
Like no glasses, no freckles or anything. Brown eyes.
Yeah.
You know.
Chiseled
Yeah.
chin.
Yeah.
Always got a suitcase with them.
Yeah.
Briefcase.
Yeah. Khakis and you know what? No, not khakis. Jeans and a white T-shirt, and that's it.
Yeah. It's the jeans and a white T-shirt, but they're
Yeah.
clean. They're very clean.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's like,
or a suit.
yeah. It's like depends on if you're going for a casual, you know. I mean, if you're trying to fit in for like a dance, maybe not go
Yeah.
with the jeans. And
If you're
T-shirt.
trying to fit in with like people on the streets, like homeless people, then maybe
What?
this approach isn't as good.
Because
here's
trying
the-
to disguise as a homeless person.
Well, okay, but like think about it. Homeless people a lot of times act really weird anyway. You know, so you
Yeah, I
you wouldn't
guess.
have to try as hard.
It's
It would be
actually
the easy
true.
way out, right?
Yeah. So disguise as a homeless
Dude, there
person.
could be a homeless person that I've talked to in the past like month, and he could have been an alien,
Yeah.
and I just didn't know.
So that's the conclusion here. Is just dress up as a homeless person.
Well, I mean, I guess there's other things that you could do. Also, well, mannerisms. What would you change? Because let's say you come from the planet Pigay, and you're. Go ahead.
Pig.
You're from the planet Pigay, and you're an alien, right? And you come down in your flying saucer, and you land, and you're in like a field. And what do
Right.
you do? Where do you go? And you don't want to be noticed, right?
Go to a skin factory.
Go to a skin factory. Yeah, that's great. Great
Go to a
advice.
skin
Go to
factory?
just go to a skin factory. What do you mean? Are
Go
those
to a
real?
factory. Yeah.
Yeah, have you been
No.
to one?
I'm not. No, but I'm sure there are things. There's lots of things.
I don't.
You can go to skin factory. Just get a nice skin suit. Have you
Yeah.
seen those
No, what? No.
skin
Are you-
suits?
No.
I've
Are
seen
you
a skin
okay? Are you
suit.
talking about like the rubber, like fake, or are you talking about like
Yeah.
real skin?
I'm not talking real. How do you harvest skin?
Well, apparently there's a skin factory.
Yeah, well, you can't artificially make skin unless you have to harvest it.
It'd be like, yeah. So skin factory,
Skin factory. I mean, like those really realistic.
rubber, whatever.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Okay, then yeah. Now I get it. I thought you meant like go to the skin factory where we skin humans and we
we
turn
make
them
them into
into like
skin
skin suits.
You could do that. You could do that.
Start a business.
Yeah, it's an untapped market. I'm sure.
Yeah, and if more aliens came down, it'd be a really good
Yeah.
opportunity for them.
Huh.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty good. So either be homeless or go to the skin factory and steal a skin suit. That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. The next one is, how do I go about self-improvement, men?
What? What does it say?
How do I go about self-improvement, men? Addressing us as men. As the men. How do you self-improve?
How do you self improve? That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a good question.
That's a lot different than the last one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, it depends on what you're trying to improve about yourself. You know,
Yeah.
If you're trying to become a better person, be more honest. You be more out there. Experience new things. I feel like that is the best way.
Yeah, that's
to
a good
improve.
one.
Um,
I always say that I will try everything once,
Yeah.
and then like that's something that I will always like live by.
Yeah. I mean, if you try everything.
Yeah,
and
if
learn,
someone offers and like is like, hey, you want to go do this or something, I always am like, I'll try everything once.
Right.
Because then once you do it, if you don't like it, then you tried it and you didn't like it, and you
I
discover.
mean, you don't
want
want to try everything once. You
Well-
want to try math once.
Yeah, or like dying. Well, I guess
Well-
you can only try that one once.
I'm saying you don't want to try meth once.
Yeah. Well, are you saying you want to try it multiple times then?
No, I'm not saying you. That's one of the things you don't try.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if you are offered something and it's safe and legal, maybe unsafe, but still legal. If it's unsafe, but people do it like as a hobby, like parkour and stuff, you can still like die from that.
Yeah, I guess so.
But like, if you want to try it and be like, hey, I'll try it, and you don't like it, then you know one more thing about yourself.
So I'd say
like it,
do things.
Yeah,
do things you wouldn't normally do.
Yeah, I guess do things is a good way.
And I'd say learn about other things outside of your own little circle, because if you say like because you could learn something that you actually like something.
Yeah.
You know, like if you step outside of your circle and learn how to do something, like say that you want that, like this is like like playing music is really strange to you, like you've never learned it before, but you pick up a guitar and you start playing it. Yeah. You might really like it. So yeah. I say do things and learn new things.
That's good. That's good advice. And then to lighten it up, the next question is how to liquefy cheese in a freezer.
That doesn't make sense.
Is this like a paradox thing? Like, if you put cheese in a freezer,
it's not gonna liquid. It's gonna the frick? But
unless think about this for a second. Like I was trying to think about this a little bit before because I saw this question.
Right.
What if you had some sort of heating device that the cheese was in, and you put the heating device in the freezer?
It'd have to be to keep the cold air out.
Yeah, and to warm up and liquefy the cheese while still being in the freezer. Right?
I see.
Right? Untapped market. No.
Untapped market is hot boxes for freezers.
Hot boxes for freezers.
I feel like genius. It is genius. So you can have hot things in your freezer too. But who doesn't want that?
I don't know why you wouldn't just put the hot things in like your cabinet, if anything.
Because your cabinet's not hot enough, Joey.
But the freezer is.
What if the box takes the cold air and converts it into
it uses the cold air for power?
Yeah.
So it doesn't have as much power to put it. Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yep.
And that's how you liquefy the cheese. Well, what kind of cheese too? That's important. Because if it's like some cheeses will be easier to liquefy, like Swiss, because of all the holes.
What? That's the thing?
Well, I don't know. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking out loud here. If you're thinking Swiss cheese, you got the holes in them, right? And it's like they're like, and it's. I feel like it'd be easier to heat up because it's like when you have a big flat thing, like I think like a Kraft single, right? And you heat it up, it's probably gonna go from the edges and go in.
Yeah.
You know, just like anything you warm up, but since there's the holes in it. So I think the Swiss would be the best approach if you wanted to liquefy some cheese in the freezer.
So go for Swiss. Go for the hot box.
Go for the hot box
for freezers. That's what we do.
That's good. That's really nice. The next one, I mean, we can't do an episode without potty humor, I guess.
Right.
And I mean, who am I kidding to try to avoid it? So, what do you do when you're pooping but it just won't come out?
I'll tell you right now. I know this.
You know this?
You grab toilet paper, and you grab the turd and you pull it.
What?
Yeah.
A little pinch and pull?
Yeah. That's no, like a little yank.
You like just rip it out?
I've never had it personally. I've never experienced that. But if you're pooping and like the turd is halfway out the butthole, you grab some toilet paper, and you grab it and you yank it.
Okay.
The grab and yank.
The grab and yank.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
Why would that be awful?
Well, it sounds like an awful experience to have to go through. Like
why?
To have to pinch and yank.
Why? Why is that awful?
I don't know. It's just grody, you know.
No, I mean, what do you say you do?
I mean the same thing, but I've never had that happen. Yeah, I'm just saying it's a gross thing, and I would not want to have to experience it.
I would never want to experience it, but you say you gotta try everything once.
Yeah.
You say you have to try everything once.
True.
You have to try that sometime.
Mm-hmm. The next one is how do flick bottle cap. I think what they're trying to say is how do you flick a bottle cap. This is probably the hardest one to answer, I'd say, out of all these questions. It. Well, how?
With your fingers?
How?
Like this.
Describe the motion in a way that the audio listeners could understand.
So you have your flat hand, you take your thumb, you put it below your other four fingers.
Okay.
You take your pointer finger, you put it against that thumb
like
with
the
enough
top of it?
pressure. Yeah.
So kind of like you're doing the OK symbol kind of thing.
So
like
you do the OK symbol. And
but like on its side.
With enough force, you push that pointer finger into your thumb, into like the edge of the thumb, and then you let go.
And then just make sure that it's lined up with the bottle cap, and that should help you out. And we crushed that one.
Yeah, good luck with that, man.
Yeah.
I wish you luck. It's hard.
And then we have the last one already. We don't have that many to go through, but how do you cope with being too awesome?
Huh. It's a hard one.
It is a hard one.
If you're too awesome, how?
Exactly. And I think that could be a burden at some points because people will look up to you to help them. Or maybe sometimes you just radiate helpfulness, and sometimes people don't want to be helped. And sometimes, like think of it like you just woke up, right? And you're really tired,
right.
and like this. And if someone's really just too awesome, they're your roommate, and they wake you up, and they're like pots and pans, like I'm gonna get you ready, I'm gonna make you some breakfast. What if you just want, or like I just want cereal, and I want to lay down, and then I want to like take my time.
What, the
You know what I
awesome
mean?
guy?
The awesome person's just too awesome, and they're like, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna do all this stuff, you know.
So you're talking how to.
I'm saying,
Wait,
it can be a burden to be too awesome because sometimes when you are too awesome, you will, I think by extension, try to make other people awesome. Because what I define as awesome is a helpful person that is a good person, you know.
That's your awesome.
That's my awesome. That's the real awesome.
Wait,
right
so
there.
are you saying that the awesome person is the one making all the breakfast, and the awesome person is not the one who's waking up?
Yeah, the awesome person is the person who, and most likely even wakes up the person who is not the most awesome person in the room. And it's like, I'm going to make you breakfast, and I'm going to do all this stuff. What if the person was just like, I wanted to sleep in?
But what if that's not awesome?
Exactly.
What
Exactly.
What if too
It's
awesome
all-
is not awesome?
It's all about perspective. It's all about perspective. If you are the awesome person, then in your eyes, you're helping everyone.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see the other perspective sometimes. That's where I was trying to go with that.
What if the other person doesn't think that helping people is awesome? What if they think that not helping people is awesome?
What?
How do you cope with that?
Yeah, exactly. That, like, wait, yeah, not helping people is, so the person who is being helped thinks that not helping people is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want to do it yourself.
Right,
And from that perspective, you would be like, well, this isn't very awesome. I wanted to do it myself.
Right. So how do you cope with that? You
Exactly.
just do.
How do you cope with that? I think you just have to learn the people that
You have to learn.
You have to learn the people. You have to
The
learn
awesome
the people,
people.
that you talk to. If you are the awesome person that is too awesome, which is, you know, the person who asks this, how do you cope with being too awesome? If you're too awesome and you want to cope with that and you want to maybe tone it down, I guess, or try to fix this issue, I would say learn the people around you and then kind of like a tuner, you know, like tune your awesomeness to a certain scale depending on what person can
I
handle
like
what,
that. I like that.
you know?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's all those questions. Do you want to answer any, like, just think about any
Do
questions?
I have any other questions?
Yeah, because I think we can still answer some, even if they're by us.
I'm not sure.
I think a good one that was originally going to be this whole episode was how do you survive the apocalypse? And this is a fun one to answer.
Yeah, well, it depends. What's the apocalypse?
Well, that's really up to debate, but
Well, if it's a zombie apocalypse,
what do you
like
think of?
a
Do you think
virus.
of the bomb that drops and like you have to and it changes the whole world, or do you think there's like a zombie outbreak and then and you're
What
like
about like a
us
political
humans-
apocalypse?
political, like a dystopian future?
Like anarchy.
Anarchy. So there's just like cavemen people running around.
Well, they're not cavemen.
Well, yeah, but like a Mad Max kind of scenario where it's just kind of like
Yeah.
just you scrounge around for
Like
stuff.
the
in the wasteland.
society broke down.
Yeah, exactly. So was that after like a bomb? Do you think
No.
like a bomb came in and ruined everything,
No.
or
It's
at
just
least
after a number of times that society has failed.
yeah,
Or maybe a virus.
a virus?
Yeah. Outbroke.
Just a virus, just like the one.
Yeah.
At a virus just like the one that we were experiencing right now. That's
Yeah.
just like saying like it was a night just like this one. And
But
then you tell like a scary story.
it'd be a virus that wasn't this one.
Yeah,
I mean, like a virus that
one down
turned
the line.
people into
Something else.
like mutants,
Yeah.
like
Mutated
little
people,
ugly,
like radioactive
like
stuff.
zombie guys.
I think then it would be a bomb drops, right? And it's radiation from the bomb and it's mutating people. And let's say a political
What if there was a virus in the bomb? and then that virus. So then the
bomb
virus in the bomb
got released.
Mm-hmm. And then
Was it still the bomb that exploded though, or was it just kind of like it opened up and let out the?
No,
toxins?
so like it was like So when it hit the ground, all the toxins.
It just went dung, and it didn't explode or anything.
No, it blew up.
So there was a big explosion. So there's like a crater somewhere.
Yeah.
And then all of the toxins are in that area, and they were like, and it started, and I bet it started with some teens going to the bomb, and going, "You go in the crater, you go in the crater," and he goes in the crater, and he turns into a mutant. They're like, "Oh my god!" And he grabs him and throws him in there too, and then they're like, and then they're all mutated, and then they go around and spread it.
Yeah, that's how the apocalypse is gonna start.
By some teens.
Yeah,
I triple dog dare you to jump in that crater.
I triple dog dare you to go in there and touch that green thing in there. Touch that green thing.
It's you can't refuse it. It's triple dog dare.
Yeah, and so they go down there. They touch the little. There's this little. It's a space rock.
It's a space rock.
Yeah.
Fell from the space.
Yeah.
Did aliens send it, or was it just like a natural virus rock?
Natural glowing green rock, and it's radioactive. And when they're near it, then they turn into.
Okay.
Zombies.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
So how do you survive this, right? So let's say you wake up.
You don't.
No,
stop. You can't.
You can't?
No.
Well, what if...
Stop. There is no surviving this. Once one person turns into it, everyone will die.
There's got to be something you can lather on yourself.
I mean, you can delay the inevitable.
Do you think that there is a certain thing that you could lather onto your body to stop it from getting onto you? Do you think, what if, butter?
You mean like a radioactive suit?
Kind of, but it's just like butter or something that you lather on yourself.
A little gel?
Yeah. Anti-goo.
Anti-space rock goo?
Yeah, and then that's a new market, and then the economy
that's
starts
the untapped market. And you keep them in those hot boxes for freezers. Because otherwise, they can't.
Yeah, because now stoves are broken. Every stove just is gone.
Yeah, so there has to be hot boxes.
Yeah. It's all coming together.
It's all coming
together. Who do you think owns this company?
Me.
You?
Yeah.
Well, not even me too. Just you.
You'd be dead.
How would I be dead?
I don't know, because I bet here's what would happen. You die by it. You get killed by it, and
How?
I'd be like,
how would I die?
Because you'd be sitting in your home playing Gorilla Tag, and your VR headset will be on,
Tag.
and so you won't know. And there's someone behind you. They go, and they grab you and they eat you. Yeah. And then you become one of them. And then I hear about that. I'm like, oh no, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta solve this. And so then I make the hot box company.
And you make
Hot
the
box
goo.
co.
And you make the goo.
And I make the goo, and then all the stoves blow up.
Yeah.
Just randomly.
It's just a coincidence.
Yeah,
It wasn't you at all.
No, it wasn't me.
It wasn't you.
And so then I start dispersing these out for $50 each, not including the goo. The goo is another $100.
Okay.
And then I become the next
but
Jeff Bezos.
Think about this, Jake. Are dollars going to exist anymore?
Yeah.
Or is the currency going to be is it going to be kind of like Fallout situation where it's like bottle caps? Or but not bottle caps. We have to make something up here. We're original.
What would the currency be then?
I don't know. What's the first thing that a mutant would see and be like, this is money now?
Well, why would a mutant see it?
Well, okay, yeah, true. They don't really care about it.
Why
What's
would
the first thing that a
money
human
would
would
be
look at and be like, I could make a currency out of this? Silly bands.
Like chips.
Silly bands.
Silly bands?
Silly bands.
What about Pokemon cards?
Pokemon cards? Like trading cards?
Yeah.
No.
Because there's think about it, because there are different rarities.
True.
And so different rarities would be different prices.
Do you imagine a society where it would be like, do you want this life-saving goo? Do you have a Charizard EX?
Yeah. Do you have a shiny Charizard EX? Otherwise, you don't get your goo.
You don't get your goo.
You don't get your goo. That's what I'm saying.
It's
or you can
I have a Cyndaquil. And then you open a trapdoor and they fall to death.
Yeah. That's what happens. So Pokemon cards are the next. It's either Pokemon cards or I feel like what are those called? They're like chips, like little tokens.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like casino chips.
Yeah, but there's also Pokemon coins.
Pokemon coins.
Yeah, like little coin tosses.
Yeah.
So those would be worth a lot.
They'll be worth a lot.
Yeah, that's what I said.
What if you had like a card pack and you didn't know what was in it? What would that be sell for? Like an unopened card pack. I think that would be. I think you should make it a little like. I think you should make it a lot more than the like the worst you could get, but a little less than the best you could get.
It's gambling.
So it's gambling.
Like that's. It's like, do you want this box of money or this box of money?
Exactly.
And you don't know what's going to be in it.
Do you want to just buy a good card for more money than you could win it for? Yeah, it's like that. And you would make so much money off it.
Or not. You
Or
can
not.
make no because you need it to be expensive. I say like there's like a regular Pokemon card is like $50.
Yeah.
I mean $5.
$5.
And then like it goes all the way up to like $1 million with the shiny Charizard EX.
That's
guys,
what runs the world.
Yeah, the shiny Charizard EXs, okay? And then those Pokemon cards are worth $5 and they go up. So then you could have $1 million in there. You could have like a minimum of like $10 in there. That's what I say.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah. I like
And
that.
that's
I
how
like
the world
that.
will end, and that's what will happen. That's what we learned.
So
today.
to recap, Space Rock comes down, it's glowing green, and there's it's radioactive. Some teens are like, I dare you to go down and touch that rock. And then someone goes down and touches it, and it starts the apocalypse.
And then
I'm
Joey
dead.
will be playing. No, not yet. Joey will be playing Gorilla Tag in his house on VR, and then he will die by one of those mutant zombies. And then all the stoves will blow up, and I'll be like, oh no, my goo. Wait, no. I'll make the goo that'll protect you.
But it has to be heated up.
Right, and so then I'll be worried because all the stoves blew up.
So you have
So
to
then I gotta
invent
make
the hot box.
Hot box.
Mhm.
And then what? And then I sell them for shiny Charizard EXs.
Yeah.
And then I'll be the richest man in the world.
That's good. That's a good scheme. I mean, it's kind of a bad situation,
But that's what would happen.
get good money. Well, I guess good Charizards. Yeah. Speaking of Gorilla Tag, I love that game. It's a VR game. It's a free VR game where you play as a gorilla, and you don't have.
That's why you
legs.
die.
That's why I would die. I played yesterday. I played it for 4 hours straight. And I think around the third hour, I stopped being able to feel my arms, but I kept going. It's a fun game. It's just you tag.
So you
and you're
die.
good. I would die.
Sore.
I would die sore. I'm sore right now.
No, but when you're playing and you won't know the zombies coming up behind you.
Yeah, I'd probably be like hyperventilating. I'd probably be like, oh my god, I can't feel my arms, and then just
And then just die.
yeah.
You get grabbed and you think it's a gorilla.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh my god, he got me, and then I'd peel off. He'd rip the headset from my head,
Yeah.
and then I'd see.
Gruesome way to die.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's your advice. And you learned how the world is going to end and what will happen.
Yeah.
Because that's fact.
Mhm.
That's what will happen.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Mhm. That's pretty good. That's good. That's good. We did good. We're experts.
We're experts, and you asked us.
You asked us, and we answered, and we provided. I hope you're happy.
With the results?
I hope you're happy. In general.
In general?
I hope you're doing
I hope
good.
they're happy too. I hope you're happy. I hope you're having a good day.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all we got.
Yeah, we're gonna end it off here. Go ahead, and I want you to just keep it so clean. I want you to scrub it. I want you to
Don't get it dirty at all.
really rub soap in all the little crevices. Get it really clean.
No speck of dirt.
Keep it clean. Just do not get it dirty. Stay fresh,
Stay clean.
and we'll see you in the next time.
Goodbye.